And the thing is that rings true with PvP. If you're gonna be in PvP with a Sentinel, you're gonna do quick strikes. Don't expect to last in long, drawn-out fights or battles. It's just not gonna happen unless you have a healer with you, and then you can, do whatever you want to do as long as your healer stays on his feet. Outside of that, though, this is a great class. I really like the Sentinel. I didn't really play with the Guardian. I like playing tank, but I figure I can do that with my Shadow. And again, the Shadow is a very good tank. It can be spec to be a very good tank. But the thing is, the Shadow can also be spec to be a very good damage dealer as well. I think that's one of the reasons why the Shadow is my favorite class to this point. And it's funny because before I even got into the beta, I was kind of sold on the Shadow, and I didn't know if it was going to be everything I hoped it would be. But after playing in the beta, I have confirmed that it indeed is. Not everybody will like it, of course, because again, with the Shadow, you really have to spec your Shadow to be what you want it to be, because you can make him very skilled at a lot of things, but a master at nothing. Or you specialize in one particular playstyle, you can make that Shadow very good at whatever you want it to be. But it's your choice, and I like that, because BioWare does give you choice in this game, and I think that's great. That's something that you don't see in a lot of MMOs, where you can pick whatever class you like and make it or build it to play the way you want it to play. I think that was genius, and I've seen it for myself in this beta, and I'm very excited about that. And can't select this. Alright, so back to the game. Okay, so I have 3 more of those to destroy, and I have to access the security terminal. With this Sentinel, I just kind of fire off the powers that I have, the abilities that I have. But, if you really want to dig into a strategy, there is a good strategy. It all depends on what type of enemies you're fighting. That's one thing about MMOs that's really great. You fight different types of enemies, and to some degree you have to adjust your play, or your strategy, I should say, to that particular enemy. Now, these guys are pretty much run-of-the-mill, in my opinion, so I can go in with my basic. And what bug is this? Yeah, we're definitely dealing with a bug here. Okay, anyway, like I said, it's a beta, so you're gonna see the bugs every now and again. But what I do, obviously I jump in. There's many different ways I could start a fight. I can jump in with the Force Leap, of course, which is pretty much what most people do. Or I can do the crippling throw, which I can probably show here. The thing is, though, my focus has to be fairly high in order to pull it off. And right now it is, so I can start the fight like that. And that's just one way. But if I do that, I'll be too close to use Force Leap. So it all depends on what you prefer. The damage is different for each of them. This one will net you anywhere between 260 and 291 weapon damage, and the Force Leap will give you anywhere between 217 and 242. So again, it's really up to you. Apparently the crippling throw does a little more. Actually, not necessarily. Yes, it does a little more damage going in. So, but you get to ask yourself which one looks better. And since it's not that big of a difference, I guess you can pretty much go in with whatever you want. again, I just do whatever feels good in the moment. But again, powers like riposte, I don't know how you pronounce that, riposte, or never used the word before, so yeah, don't judge me. Anyway, that power is only triggered, I think it's like a retaliation power, and right now I can use it. So I use it whenever it flashes, and it does pretty good damage against the enemy. But my signature, or my favorite power to use, or ability I should say, is indeed Master Strike, because that is like my most powerful attack. 976 to 1110 weapon damage. You just can't replace that power with, or that ability with, anything else in this list so far. I don't know what the powers provide later on in the Sentinel's life, but I will say that power, I mean, I rely on it. It has about a 30-second cooldown, so you can use it, I think, once per fight, depending on the enemy. You probably can get off two or three if you're fighting an elite. But hopefully the thing with the Sentinel is you don't want the fight to last too long. You pretty much want to get in and out. Oh, actually I was supposed to click something over here. You want to get in and out, because that's where the strength of the Sentinel lies. JMQ. I think the last one is R, or not R, but K. JMQ. And then Y. Okay.
Take that!
Now, the thing is, you definitely want to buff up your character too, especially with the Sentinel. Adds extra defense in some ways. And it's good. Now that power I like to use when I'm in the crowd, obviously, because it disorients the other guys. And again, you want to take as little damage as possible while dishing out as much as you can. That's Force Sweep, by the way. And that's another power that I rely on in groups though. But you can, I use it pretty much in any enemy because it's extra damage. And the thing is, I like to fire off powers as much as I can, because any damage is, damage. But of course you want to trigger your more damaging powers. So let me see what's what. I need to find out what is what here. So now I gotta go back. That's Terminal J, so I'm at the right one. It's the first one. And I'm doing this too for anybody who's new to MMOs. It'll help you understand the formula, pretty much, if you will, for playing an MMO. Thing is, some people are very big on this whole thing, and it's not that you shouldn't be. or that it's not okay to be. It's just that some people, and people like me, I play MMOs to have fun. You know, honestly, if I'm in a group that sucks, you know, okay. But the whole thing is I'm in it to have fun. I think when it gets to the point where you're just so serious about the game, you take away one of the staples of playing a game, which is to have fun. I mean, why make it serious? But some people just can't help themselves, and that's okay, you know. But for me, I play games to have fun. So, you know, with that said, you know, take whatever I say, take it or leave it. You know, maybe you found another strategy that works better. But the thing is, overall, I focus on just having fun, and that's what it is about there. But the thing is, MMOs are so deep that you can, you know, pretty much really get into it, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Let's see, which one is that? That's M, so that is indeed the next one we need to go to. Somebody's in here fighting with me. With me.
And stay down.
Alright, good stuff. Terminal M. Where's the other one at? Oh, okay, down there. So yeah, I'm making this for people who are not familiar, or you know, maybe they haven't played an MMO in a while, and that's fine. Get you familiar with exactly some of the tactics or techniques that people may use to, you know, win the game. But every power, you know, can be used to your advantage, you know, and there's a reason why they given the abilities to that they give you, and there's a reason why they give them to you at the levels that they give them to you at. In particular, there's one power that lets you interrupt the enemy, and I can't stress this enough, but that power has been a lifesaver. In particular, when I was playing a Shadow, it's a different power, but it's the same idea, and that's this one here. Force Kick for the Jedi Sentinel serves as an interrupt. So if you're playing a boss that has this dominating power, so let's say he fires off a power that takes like more than half your energy or your health points. If you don't have an interrupt for that, you are going to be in for a very long day, because especially with the Jedi Sentinel, because their health powers are not as high as other classes. So, as a result of again, it goes back to the thing I was saying before, you're in a drawn-out battle with a boss or an elite, you know, chances are you may not last, you know. So, the thing is, when you're dealing with people who hit hard, you know, you have to be able to interrupt that, and that power comes in very handy, because it interrupts the power, but it also keeps them from firing it off for, I think, about 5 seconds, it says. 4 seconds. So it kind of saves you, and the thing is, the recharge is pretty short on it. It's an 8-second cooldown, so you can use it again. And I can't stress this enough, that will save your life. And it has on many occasions. So that's just one thing. Every power has a purpose, or every ability, I should say. I keep saying power. Every ability has a purpose, and it behooves you to understand what you have in your arsenal, because it can save you many frustrating evenings where you're trying to beat a boss and it just seems like it's just impossible. It's not impossible, it's just that you really have to know what you got. Actually, I can just show you what the power is. Maybe I can show it off real quick. I'll fire it off with this other guy. That's the power. So if he was charging up a power, you would know if he's charging up a power under his health point bar, where you see Kira here, this blue bar under her name, that's her health points. And every enemy has that too. Of course, theirs is red. The thing is, you'll see if there is a power that they're charging up, and mostly powers that charge up are the ones that really hurt.